I'm going to show you how to get a clean slate and completely reprogram your mind. Our emotions have a direct effect on the wants that we have, and our self-talk changes the emotions that we have. How we talk to ourselves is how we go about subtly changing how our mind is programmed. And that programming changes how we see ourselves because our identity is based on the results of how we move and interact with people in the outside world. And when we change our identity, we are no longer trying to act differently. We become the person who just acts in that way. Think about when you're in a positive state. Your self-talk is really good. But then when you're in a negative state, your self-talk is punishing and pushing you down. We can actually completely reverse engineer this process and start with the self-talk to affect the emotions that we're having, which will change our state, which will change our programming, which then changes the identity, which changes how we act in the world. Your brain is like a garden. Whatever gets watered will continue to grow. Most people spend 68% of their day in an unconscious state where they're accidentally watering poisonous weeds like self-doubt, procrastination, or fear. And as a byproduct of these thoughts, emotions of the same caliber are sprouted, making changing your habits and changing your identity very difficult because you're not in that state of wanting to change. Your emotions are dictating how you're moving through life because your thoughts are being watered unconsciously day to day. Most people go about trying to change their lives using willpower, but willpower is fighting the programming that's in your mind. And the programming is always going to win. It will beat you down eventually, and you'll fall back into those old patterns, into that comfort zone. You'll do the things that you said you didn't want to do, and then you'll beat yourself up over the fact that you failed. And you get into this perpetual cycle of negativity, which further fuels your downward spiral. And it's all because of using the wrong systems and wrong frameworks about improving your life, about changing who you are. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your patterns. That's a quote by James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, meaning that just because you set a goal, most likely you're not going to rise to that goal. You're going to fall back to who you are, who you believe who you are. So we have to go about changing our identity, and we're going to go down those steps of how to actually do that.